right, now we're starting.
Okay, good.
Wow, we really cut in a huge. I'm so sorry. I guess we learned a valuable lesson.
Well,
I
thank
thought
you
it just
guys.
automatically broadcast. Anyways.
So did you get the name, Suzette?
Yes, we got it.
Okay. Then I will stop screen sharing. All right, so what do we need to put down now?
That if that's our final example, we need an explanation of our example and then a quiz question.
Explanation of our example. So last week, what did we do for explanation?
So last week it was kind of a give an example of this, and then we said this is
why we gave this example.
Yeah,
Okay.
but this is a little different. So in this one, I guess we would explain these are the requirements of proving defamation, and here's how they met that.
I'm sorry, would you repeat that?
So this week, I think for an explanation, we would say these are the requirements for proving a defamation, and then here's how they did that.
That's good. Okay. I jotted somewhere on my paper, I'm not really sure why. A plaintiff seeking to show malice must prove actual knowledge of falsity or reckless disregard of the truth, like not checking sources. Something else that I read, I know you guys all read the same thing, was libel is a written version of this, of the defamation, whereas, gosh, I can't remember the other word now. Where it's verbal. I don't know what that has to do with that. Negligent. Oh, here it is, defamation. Slander. Slander is oral. Libel is writing, broadcasting, or other recording. Like, I believe we could. So do you guys remember reading the portion about defamation in your book?
Yeah, from what I remember,
It's on page 467.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're in the brown book, right, Dustin?
Yep.
Okay. So
A lot of this evolves around negligence.
Yes.
So we'll have to explain negligence
Well,
in there too.
there was that one thing that the judge wrote, and it says it in the article. Let me just read it for you real quick. While allowing the case to go before a jury, the judge set a more challenging hurdle for establishing defamation. He said the dean thrust herself into the spotlight as the university's point person in responding to the allegations of the rape, making her legally a limited purpose public figure. As such, she must prove actual malice, meaning the magazine didn't merely act negligently, but also made statements about her, knew it to be false, and published them anyway with a reckless disregard for the truth. So we can even use this in one of our questions. Because she responded to the allegations and thrust herself into the spotlight, can she just prove it because of negligence, or do we have to prove that there was an act of malice? I don't know. I wasn't sure if we wanted to try to work that in there. So even though he's letting it go to trial, and I think he wouldn't let it if he didn't think it wasn't a good case. Did you guys feel the same way after I read that, or?
They definitely have a case with it.
But it's not because it's not just negligent, it has to be more than negligent. You know? It's kind of weird. They have to prove that it was something malicious.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see where we're at. So what do we want to put for our example? The explanation of our example was,
There's nothing on here right now.
there's nothing there.
No.
Oh yeah, no. I'm looking at last week's just to kind of get an idea of. So we gave an example, like, I know you weren't there last week, Quincy, but we did an auto thing. So Bob and Becky live in Ohio, Ed and Eddie's auto lives in California because the damages are over. Okay, so an example of why it's going to court. So that's kind of what we could do, and what we're trying to prove on our little an example
Of why it's going to court, and what was the other part?
just demonstrating the proving for defamation. So we have to. Why is this an example of good requirements for proving defamation? That's kind of what we need to put there.
So is it looking for like the reason it'd be because if a parent sees that another girl was raped there, that they wouldn't send their children there? Is that on the correct lines?
That's defining what defamation kind of is. Yeah, because that's how it would end up affecting it. You know, corporate people wouldn't be as likely to support the college. I know that they get sponsors sometimes. Sponsors might pull out. The fraternity might not get as many people joining it. But yeah, who would want to send their kids there? Like, college is out of control.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But that's all the results of being, because of the article, that's an example of why it's a defamation.
Okay.
But our question was, I'm so sorry, guys. Let me pull it up. Our question was, and I'll read it. For group 5, give an example that demonstrates the requirements for proving defamation. So the requirements for proving defamation is, and let's read in that section on 467.
The first,
If it harms
the
the
first
plaintiff's
thing is it has to damage someone's image.
yes,
And then the second one is it has to be like something along the lines of not, it's negligent towards like the references or the sources. And then
Yeah.
someone has to be lying too, so it has to be fraud in there too.
you think it has to be fraud there too?
Uh-huh.
Because the thing
There
with
has to be something false.
yeah, the thing, it says something though about the media may claim that defense and the statement concerning a public official or public figure, which she kind of did to herself by answering publicly for the university. It says it was made without malice, if they were just reporting whatever. But a plaintiff seeking to show malice, which is her now, must prove actual knowledge of falsity or reckless disregard for the truth. So, and I know you guys didn't read this article. Let's see. What the judge said was she made herself a public figure. Therefore, she has to prove actual malice, as well as, this is what it actually says. I'll just read it. As such, she must prove actual malice, meaning the magazine didn't merely act negligently, but made statements about her as false or published them with reckless disregard for the truth. So they never talked to her or anything. They just published what this girl said, and it ended up being a bad call because not everybody tells the truth.
So the
So it's both-
news people got it from the article that she wrote, or the thing that she said about it.
I'm sorry, repeat that? What was that?
So the news, they got it from, say, like a Facebook post, and then made their own article off of it, or did the article come out first and then she wrote something on it?
What it says is they identified the student only as Jackie, and I guess they just interviewed her or took her by last year, alleges that the article cast. It made the school officials look like they were indifferent to her. Actually, highlight the shocking example.
So it seems like they're both negligent, both the girl and the publishers
Yes.
were negligent in what they're publishing. And they're both public figures. So they both...
Do you mean the magazine and the author, or the dean of students?
No, and the girl. The girl's now like a public figure.
No, she's not. She's still anonymous.
Not. All right.
She's anonymous, but the university isn't, and neither is the dean of students. They're the ones that are on the hot plate, but then the hot plate disappeared, but everybody's remembering. So that's why they're suing. Saying, hey, you know, that wasn't right. So our example, let's see. And then requirements for proving defamation. Damaging someone's image. What else? Proving reckless disregard for the truth. Would you think, Suzette?
Yeah.
Reckless disregard for the truth. And then, let me look in our book. Hold on. So reckless disregard for the truth, damaging someone's image. Actual knowledge of something that they're publishing was false. I'm not sure. So the requirements for proving defamation. Maybe I need to Google that. Because it's more than just damaging someone's image, but damaging someone's image with false information.
Mm-hmm.
So do you guys want to add to that? The requirements for proving?
So I was just reading the book on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess what are we looking for? What's our next step that we're going towards?
Well, the paper on the screen, there's our example and then an explanation of the example.
Okay.
We're working on the explanation. You know, what are the requirements for proving defamation? What are the requirements? So it needs to damage someone's image, but I mean, if you say something that's true, it's not defamation. So it's got to be damaging someone's image with false information.
Yeah,
right?
knowing we...
I would say known false information.
There you go.
So it's not like, oh, I was just misinformed. It was, I'm purposely making this up to make them look bad.
Perfect. So then how do they prove that? Is that enough of an explanation, you think?
As for providing.
I wasn't able to find a lot in the book of how they actually prove that. It was
Well-
kind of the explanation that they do that.
Well, if they can prove that what she's saying is false, then she has to be telling false statements. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if the dean, let's say, could prove that he never said anything, that this never happened, then of course she's lying. She's telling the story like she has to be lying. Like, does that make sense? Unless she's crazy.
Yeah, that does make sense. That's
So-
kind of how the article I was reading.
Is that what happened too?
Yeah, because the reporter said all this stuff about the factory, and then they sent in various people to investigate the various operations of it, and they found that all of it was untrue.
Yeah, I just Googled it. This is bad. To prove either type of defamation, plaintiffs must prove the following 4 elements. So there's 4. Oh, let's see what it says. First, the plaintiff must prove that the defendant made a false statement concerning the plaintiff. Second, the plaintiff must prove the defendant made an unprivileged publication to a third party, which they did. They published it and the whole public had it. Third, if the plaintiff must prove that the publisher acted at least negligently in publishing the communication. And fourth, in some cases, the plaintiff must prove some special damages. I think we're safe saying that a false statement has to be proved, and that the publication was made available to the public, so it went out to everybody. What do you think?
I would agree.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Okay.
I don't know what else we would want to put there, guys. I'm sorry. Do you think that's enough?
Maybe. Hold on, let me write this. Okay, so we wanted to say, what were we saying?
What's that, Suzette?
What did we want to put here for our explanation?
So you just have like the 4 things of defamation.
Okay, so what was the third one I have? Information is false, the third party publication, then something, and then there's special damages.
Oh, the plaintiff must prove that the publisher acted at least negligently in publishing it. So there has to be negligence, and you can put maybe negligence or malice. Special damages. So let's see. So we could put in our explanation the requirements for proof of defamation. I think that's good.
So do we have to put it in sentence form, or do we just leave it?
I think we have to apply it to the case.
I think you're right. We need to apply it to our example, huh?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So if we go through each step and just explain each step in a sentence, then that'll have it.
Okay, so the false information would be
The false information was given by the girl and the news.
Or the victim,
Was
alleged victim. Alleged victim. Because that means that she wasn't, not for sure if she was or not.
okay.
Which was then published publicly, or publicly published, however you want to say that.
published to the public.
By Rolling Stone magazine. The author, let's see. How do I want to state that she was negligent and also acted in a careless and malicious nature? How do you want to?
The author or Jill?
I'm sorry?
The author or Jill?
The
Isn't that
author.
her name? Her name, Jill?
Let's see, what is her name? The author of the Rolling Stone magazine. What was her name? Okay, the name of the author, her last name was Erdely. I'm sorry, it's D-E. E-R-D as in dog, E.
RD.
E as in Edward, L-Y.
Okay.
For next time, I can set up a Google Doc that all four of us can be able to be connected at the same time, and we can all add to,
Oh,
Ooh, that's a good idea.
and so that we
I
don't
can't
have
believe we
one person
didn't think of
doesn't
this.
have to be typing the whole time.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's a great idea.
And
Author,
then that would be a lot easier to add the link into it as well.
Yes, and then everybody can just kind of add in their little section that they're thinking.
Wow.
so I would put a comma after author and a comma after Erdely.
Mhm.
Erdely. Maybe knowingly and negligently published false information. With disregard to the university and its staff. What do you think? Does that cover everything?
I like that.
Yeah. What I'm reading over.
Okay.
Should we include
Shouldn't we kind of explain it too? Just be like, therefore, they filled the requirements of da 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 da. You see what I mean? Like, I think you did explain it, or am I thinking of a different example?
Explain the explanation.
It's like, but therefore, I don't know. Just like, therefore,
Therefore, the author and Rolling Stone magazine
are facing charges of defamation of character for hurting the name of the university.
or something. I don't know.
yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
Yes.
That's great.
All right. Now we have, what is the question?
So what question do we want to pose?
The quiz question.
We could put like, how does this fill in the requirements of, I don't know, defamation?
Or we could even ask, what is a requirement that is not defamation? What would be considered defamation? Or like, you could have 3 wrong answers and 1 correct answer. Or 3 correct and 1 wrong. And which one is false? We could do that one, then that'd be a simpler way.
Yep.
So, choose the correct statement below, or
What would be considered defamation?
okay.
Or what would not be considered defamation? Let's do it that way. What would not be considered defamation? Is that a good enough
So what
question?
is going to be our correct answer?
Yeah, do we need to use the example at all in our question? Or does that matter?
How do we?
I think it's just those 4 steps that Susan was talking about.
Like,
Because I know last week we put some sort of a situation and then ended it with a question. So do we do the same thing, or do we just have a question?
It's true.
I think we don't have to have anything emphasize the question. And all we'd have to say is, because the correct definition of defamation is anything published publicly. So Say that
We
a
could-
neighbor said something about someone that wouldn't be considered defamation. So you could say which is not considered defamation and do like a little scenario for each answer.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
And then that'd be easy to give feedback for each one.
Okay, so
Right.
go ahead and give us an example of the correct answer.
So our correct, what is not considered defamation?
And we could say what is considered defamation, and then we use our example, and we just put it in there.
Oh, there you go.
And then we use our explanation, and we put it in as the feedback,
That'd be perfect.
because we've already done that one. And we can shorten this or make the other ones longer so it doesn't look like, oh, that's the long one, that must be the answer. There.
Should it be a short answer though and not a full paragraph?
Yeah. About like Rolling Stone, coal.
Because I think the simpler the better with it.
Right.
So what is considered defamation? Falsely accusing.
And I
Publicly falsely accusing another person.
To hurt their reputation. A Rolling Stone.
I'm so sorry, guys. I'm not really sure what you're doing, or I would be helping more. Stormwater article. What is it you're wanting to put for the correct answer? What is considered defamation?
Yeah, what is considered defamation?
And then can't we just have three like short answer, just like you see on a test?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what is considered defamation? The correct answer is falsely published or publicly spoken that causes injury to another's good name. So publicly causing injury to another's good name. Injury to another's good name. That's just the definition of.
Sorry, my brain's going to sleep.
That's okay.
It's late there.
Oh,
Yes, it's getting later.
about purposely, publicly,
Yeah.
or purposely causing public injury to another's good name. Does that sound better?
Yes, I like that.
Okay.
How about with false information or
Sure.
after that?
There we go.
Okay. So what do we want to put for the correct answer? Feedback, or do we want to put the wrong answers first?
Let's try the wrong answers first.
Yeah, let's do the wrong answers. And so what are some things that would be considered?
Close, but not quite on.
Posting about recent events or something to do that way. Article on recent events.
How about statements that are merely offensive are not defamatory? I don't know how you could use that.
That would be good. Statements that are merely offensive.
How about an offensive statement? Like, I guess that's good. Yeah, defensive statement. Let's see.
Um,
Having wrong information. I don't know.
For a wrong answer?
Yeah, for a wrong answer.
Claiming to dislike another? I don't know.
That's a
I'm
good one.
throwing stuff
That is
out
a
of
good
there. I don't have any idea.
Yes.
Um,
There we go.
you could also put something like, because I work at a school or at a school district, like publishing test scores, but they're publicly available, or writing an article on low test scores. What do you think about that one?
Or you could do something about copywriting or something.
Copywriting? Yeah, what are some of your guys'
Problem.
Everybody had one. One was about a company, one was about Trump, one was about the phones.
Mm-hmm. False advertising. We could do something about false advertising
But remember
because
what
that has nothing to do with defamation.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, a company falsely, like, okay, so, like, I was reading something the other day. Like, something we could use for that is a company who's putting false ingredients or doesn't add certain ingredients into whatever product they sell.
Do it, write it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one. I like that.
Right.
Okay, so now we have the right answer and 3 wrong answers. So now we need to go back and give feedback.
Mm-hmm.
And let's look at our.
Okay, this correct answer, it seems like it's longer than the others and it seems very precise in the wording.
You're right.
We could make the other two.
Purposely causing injury to another's name.
Causing injury to another's name.
And then
That's
the
a good.
next one we have is an offensive statement.
Made public in a public place.
In a public setting.
Yes. There you go. Let's see. Claiming to dislike another. That's very short.
It is
Claiming to dislike
We could
another.
have
Political.
like something like writing a poor review.
Ooh, that's a good one.
You could claim dislike on another.
Writing a poor review in order to claim like to another. I'm not sure I understand that one.
Okay, that's
Writing a review in order to claim dislike for another.
writing a claim that causes harm to a company or something.
okay.
Somebody. Okay, so shall we start writing our feedback?
Yeah.
Okay, so our quiz question is, what is considered defamation? Our correct answer is publicly causing public injury to another's good name with false information. The correct answer feedback. What shall we put there? This is the correct answer because false information was passed along. Oops, let's see, this is the correct answer because I would say because false information was passed along intentionally, or
What was the next word? Passed on.
intentionally.
And without background or foreknowledge. I don't know how you would say that.
Acting, what is it? Negligent.
Passing along intentional and negligent information.
I would take out without.
Okay, so passing it along intentionally and
With negligence. Sorry, it's not a good sentence. Okay,
And-
wrong answer number one. Anybody else?
That's great. Why is the wrong answer for number one, wrong answer, offensive statement made in public setting? It is wrong because there is no
Malice or false statement made.
correct.
Just opinion.
do you want me to include that?
There you go. I like that. What do you guys think?
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so wrong answer two, claim which causes harm to a company.
If the claims are true, then I don't know if that'd be a
If
way
the
to
claim is true, then causes harm.
There is no defamation.
There you go. Perfect. Perfect. Short and sweet.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just want to put all the
A
ingredients.
company does not include all the ingredients included in the food.
This may be illegal, but not a defamation of character.
Good. I like that. That was awesome. So let's look at the lengths of our correct answers and wrong answers. Are we happy with those lengths? Do you think the correct answers needs to be?
No, I think that'd be good.
That's good. It's not too long. Okay. Cool.
Good job.
I think we're
So what do we need to do after this? No.
Well, so what will happen is Suzette will post the paper, but she'll first need to get the YouTube address from Dustin. And once she enters that at the top of the page, there's a spot for that. Then she can submit this for our group slide in or whatever it is.
Well, good job at typing, Suzette.
Yes, it's awesome.
I do like your idea for the Google Docs for next week, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's be helpful for everyone.
Me too.
Okay, so who wants to do the, so you'll do the doc next time?
I will, yes, if you'd like me to.
Same time,
It's
same
super
place
easy.
next Wednesday?
Wednesday, same time.
Does that sound good for everybody?
Yep.
What time is it where you're at, Quincy?
I'm in Rexburg, or in Idaho Falls, so Mountain Standard Time.
Nice.
9:30?
Yes. Where's everybody else at?
See, that's the latest.
What's
What,
time?
11:30?
Yeah.
I'm in Rexburg, so yeah.
I'm in Arizona, so right now I'm on California time right now. But when the time changes, I'll be on Rexburg time. So, kind of weird.
Great.
So, yeah, so would you guys like me to attempt to do the Google Hangout next time?
That would be good.
Yeah, it's whatever. You can do it. You can do it by email too. I finally understood that one.
Okay.
I got it down.
I will do it, but I'm going to be on that posting if I can't get it rolling, okay? That way somebody else can take the
Okay.
baton. All right. Okay, so
Yeah, it's all
I'll do
good.
the Google, and Quincy, you'll do the paper.
Yes, I will.
All right. Yay, everybody.
All right. Thanks, guys. We will see you next
Mhm.
week.
All right.
Thanks. Good
All right, see you.
See ya. Bye.